this week's episode of From Ordinary to Extraordinary, where we give you the psychology and the strategies for giving you the ability to have an absolute life and business turnaround as you understand these things and, more importantly, apply them. And so we're going to get into a very, very robust topic today. I have a lot of ground to cover, so hopefully you've carved out the time, because what we're going to explore is how you can guarantee yourself to have your best year ever this far in 2017. And I'm sure you're interested in that. Now, a few housekeeping items before we dive right in. I want to tell you, as always, if you've missed past episodes, you can go to jamesray.com/live-cast, and we have them all filed there for you for easy review, and you can find them easily without having to scroll back through your Facebook feed, which could take forever to find past episodes. jamesray.com/live-cast if you want to watch past episodes that you've missed, and I'd encourage you to do that. Also, I want to just ask you to weigh in while we're talking here, a couple of housekeeping items before we dive into our content. Just weigh in and tell us where you're watching from. It's always does my heart glad to see all of you from around the world who are attending every single week. So just tell us who you are and where you're coming in from. And then lastly, if this session blesses you, if it impacts you, if it's positive and powerful for you, then I'm going to encourage you to share it, and share it with those in your community so that they can become a part of this community. And in just a moment, I want to give a shout out to some of our members of this community for sharing and helping us spread the word last week. But before I do that, let me just tell you, I'm going to be giving you a gift today, and this gift is something you're going to want to grab. There's a link here above my head, I believe, and all you have to do is click on the link, and I have a package for you, a system for you called How to Have Your Best Year Ever. In this system, you're going to learn so many things, but here's just a few of the things you're going to learn: how to overcome the resistance that tries to keep you from having your best year ever. You're going to learn about the secret rebooted. You know, after all these years, I still get tons of questions about the secret and how the secret applies. And so you're going to learn about it rebooted. And I'm going to come at it from a little more depth and detail than what you probably learned all the way back in 2006 in the movie. You're going to learn the one thing that all entrepreneurs know, and why you must know it as well. You're going to learn the three most important things that life brings your way. You're going to learn how to get through fear and struggle, so much more, all in this package called How to Have Your Best Year Ever. Now, if you went to my cart right now, you would see that this package is normally $197 value, and it's way underpriced for the value you receive. But I'm going to give it to you as part of my community and as part of my gratitude and thanks and my New Year's gift to you, absolutely free. So I hope you'll just click the link. It'll take you right to the products page on jamesray.com, and all you have to do is click the button to purchase it, and then put in a coupon code that's only available here, and the coupon code is 2017 GIFT, G-I-F-T, 2017 GIFT, and you'll get that $197 package absolutely free. And I hope you're excited about that. I'm excited for you, and I hope you'll use it. Now, let me just give a shout out to a couple of our members of the community here who shared this session last week. Last week we talked about how to escape the grand illusion. David Rodriguez, thank you very much. Angela Kianana, Angela, forgive me. I get your name wrong every time, and you share it every time, and you know I love you, so just give me a little slack. The Rogers twins, Andrew and Anthony, you guys always share. Josie Nazar Haddad, my friend from overseas. Stan Justin, Melinda Orlone, Raut Adias, thank you for sharing. Prairie Sky Natural Healing, thank you once again for sharing. You shared in the past. Francisco, my friends, Francisco Javier Marisi, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you sharing. And Russ Liddell, thank you for sharing. And hey, and Russ, Thanks for your comments on the blog this week. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that there are some people left in this world today who still read. So anyway, thank you for sharing, and I really appreciate all of you for being part of this community. Now, as I said, we have a really robust day today, and you can tell I'm excited about it. There's a lot of content here, so buckle up, hang tight, get ready to make some notes, because I promise you this is a game changer when you get it. All right. How can you have your best year ever in 2017? Well, you know, everybody right now is talking about setting goals. Am I right? You know, and the fact is that most people are pretty darn good at setting goals. Goals are important, but most people are not very good at getting goals. Get the difference? There's a big difference between just setting goals and actually getting or achieving your goals. And most people just really aren't good. You know, here's one of the things I know, and you know as well. If you go to the gym, I know that next week the gym's going to be packed, right? Everyone's going to have this New Year's resolution that they're going to get in great shape and they're going to become healthy and fit. And, you know, all of us regulars, it's kind of frustrating because you have to wait in these lines to get on the machines and to get on the benches and all those kinds of things and the squat racks. And yet, here's what all of the regulars know. We kind of say this to each other every year. Give it 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks, and guess what? It's back to normal. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Now, how is it that you think, I want you to think about this, gyms all over the world get away with overselling memberships. They sell more memberships. I mean, if you go into my gym, it has a number, it only, you know, by law, they can only have a certain number of people in the gym at one time. And they way oversell the memberships. Why? Because they know. You know, how is it that airlines get away with overselling tickets on almost every single flight? Because it's all about them recognizing that there are good intentions and poor follow-through. You with me? Good intentions, poor follow-through. And this same principle is the reason that people don't achieve their goals. It's sad, really. And I want to talk to you first and foremost about some of those reasons and what the causes are. The first reason is because we tend to set goals that aren't really our goals. Now, last week we talked about escaping the grand illusion. If you missed Delusion, if you missed that session, please go and review it. It was a powerful session, if I must say so myself. And what we talked about is that society programs you to value and hold in high regard certain things. You know, we're taught to pursue the money, the market, and materialism. And yet, I guarantee you, if that's what you're going after as you're setting your goals and intentions for 2017, that's a surefire strategy to live an unfulfilled life. I'm going to give you a methodology, by the way, for setting intentions in a minute that I've given for years to my personal one-on-one coaching clients, and it's very powerful. I'm not here to tell you what you should set as your goal, but what I am here to encourage you is that you must make sure that it is your goal. You must make sure that it's yours. Because again, you, like me, have been programmed heavily in certain things are valuable, certain things are desirable, certain things are what we should go after. And yet, maybe those aren't your things. And you have to first and foremost know that it's your goal and intention. And by the way, I like the word intention better than goal. Think about it. When you intend to do something, is there a difference between having an intention? I set this intention. I intend to do this versus I'm setting a goal. I'm going to suggest to you that there is. Words have power. And so I'm not here to tell you what your intention should be. I'm here to encourage you that you have to make sure they're yours, first and foremost. Secondly, you have to set intentions that you have an ability to achieve. Now, I talk a lot about this, and this is not my idea. This comes from the work of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who is a psychologist and has done massive research, and he wrote the book Flow, on the flow state. And what Csikszentmihalyi's research deals with is a study of over 100,000 people from 150 countries around the world. And what he suggests to us through his research, and what his research proves, is that the majority of us are setting goals and intentions that we really shouldn't be setting at all. Look, there's a lot of people in personal and spiritual development who are going to tell you, you can do anything you want to do. I'm calling bullshit on that. Bullshit. No, there's no way in hell that I'm going to ever play basketball like Kobe Bryant. It just ain't going to happen. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to sing like Andrea Bocelli. Nope. No. There's no way in the entire universe that I'm going to build a body like Arnold Schwarzenegger built. And believe me, in my 20s, I spent the better part of my 20s attempting to do that. It didn't work. Right? There are limitations. And anyone who tells you you can get anything you want, you can do anything you want, I'm calling bullshit. You can't. There are limitations, and get this. Those limitations, when you know it's your intention, point one, those limitations are so far beyond what you even believe you're capable of achieving that you don't need to put a lot of mental real estate on the limitations. You with me? I mean, they're so far beyond where you are currently that you don't need to put a lot of energy and attention, because energy flows where attention goes, on the limitations. But you have to be realistic in a sense that, there are certain limitations. Not everybody is cut out to do the same thing. And there's so many people running around in today's world saying, be like me. No, don't. There's only one me. No one's good. I got James Ray down, right? And you got to get you down. And my objective is to help you become the very best you that you can possibly become. Does that make sense to you? And so there are some limitations. And so let's not set intentions that we don't have the ability to achieve, because that sets us up for frustration and failure. Not everybody is meant to be a mega millionaire. They're just not. I mean, think about this. If everybody in the world became a mega millionaire, millionaires would be nothing. Nothing. And so, and let me promise you this from personal experience, becoming a mega millionaire has a lot of problems that come along with it. And if you think that's not true, let me assure you that it is. And so you've got to set intentions, number one, that are yours. Number two, that you have the ability to achieve. Now, this is not saying that it's going to be easy. It's not easy. In fact, research proves, Benjamin Bloom's research proves that talent is not enough. Most people who are highly talented and highly intelligent don't ever accomplish much of anything, because it takes more than just talent. But you have to find what I call your unique genius, what you are gifted with. And then you got to realize it's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take time, energy, money, effort, work. Did I say time? Yes. It absolutely will. You know, what I teach my clients to set is what I call teetering edge goals. Now, this is a metaphor. Imagine, or intentions, imagine with me, if you will, that you're standing on the teetering edge of a cliff. Half your foot is off and half your foot is on. And you're teetering. Right? And you're thinking, oh, I'm going to fall. No, I got this. Oh, I'm going to fall. No, I got this. Can you imagine the butterflies in your stomach? Well, when you're on the teetering edge, that's how your intention should make you feel. You're not quite sure if it's excitement or fear. Right? Because if it doesn't scare you, it's certainly not great. It's certainly not great. And so you got to set teetering edge goals that say, hey, if I work my tail feathers off, if I give everything I've got, if I use my unique gifts and genius, and I go all in, then I can make this happen. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. But it's going to be great. You with me on this? You know, I saw an ad for an event recently. It was called One Day to Greatness. Right. That's called marketing at its best. One day to greatness. The reality is 10 years to greatness probably wouldn't market very well. But that's what it takes. And I'm always going to shoot you straight. That's what it takes. And this is research-based. Dr. Anders Ericsson proves that if you're going to become great, if you're going to become masterful, it takes about 10 years. It takes 10,000 hours. You're going to have to give everything you've got. You've got to go all in. Number 3, this is important. Number 1, it's got to be your intention. Number 2, and I'm going to give you a methodology, but I want to lay this foundation. I hope you're taking great notes. Number 1, it's got to be your intention. Your intention, not society's, not your mommy and daddy's, not your friends. Yours. Not your Facebook feed, yours. Number 2, you've got to have enough gifts and genius to be able to become great. Not easy. You got to go all in. You got to give it everything you got. You got to invest the time, energy, money, effort. But you can get this done if you do all of those things. And number 3, and this is critically important, you got to believe that you can do it. You got to believe that you can do this. Now, I cannot overstate the importance of this idea of belief. Because you see, if you don't believe that you can really do it. I remember I was doing a one-on-one coaching session with a client about a year ago, and he told me what his annual financial goal was. He was a financial advisor. And he told me what his financial goal was, and he said, and it was big. And he said, James, do you believe I can do that in the next year? And I said, doesn't matter what I believe. Let me ask you, do you believe you can do it? And he was like, well, and I said, you already answered the question. Let's back it down. Because if you don't believe it, you're not going to do it. If you don't believe it, you're going to give up. And this is what happens at the gym. This is what happens with New Year's resolutions. This is what happens with all those things that there's no follow through on, is that this belief is that I really can't do this. It's just a nice thing to write down. It's a nice thing to set. But I don't have the belief in myself that I'm really going to make this happen. You're going to give up. You're not going to make the investment if you don't believe. It's going to take investment. Remember, I said to you, time, money, energy, effort. The free system I'm giving you here today, you can download it. You just go, oh my God, James is giving me a $197 package for free. Let me download it. Well, do you believe that you can apply it and use it? If you don't, you won't ever look at it. You with me on this? Belief is so critically important. You won't make the investment. You won't give the time. You won't give the effort if you really don't believe it. And so here's the question I want you to write down as we queue up for 2017. What must I believe to achieve my intentions in 2017? I want you to write that question down and answer it. Not now. Give it its due. What must you believe to achieve your intentions in 2017? And then number 4 is you have to develop your will. Now, I could talk all day about willpower. There are basically 7 internal tools that you've been given by God to allow you to motor forward in life and to achieve your dreams and desires. And there's probably not one of them more powerful than will. You see, your willpower is an internal tool that is so critically important. If you're ever going to accomplish your goals and intentions, you have to have a tremendous amount of will. Even if, someone who says, well, my goal is spiritual, James, I want to awaken more spiritually. Well, let me tell you something. If you're going to sit on a cushion and meditate for an hour a day, it takes a tremendous amount of will, because your body is going to go, man, this sucks, and my back hurts, and my nose itches, and I got other things to do. I don't have enough time. Willpower cannot be understated. And here's the definition, my definition of willpower. The definition of willpower is the ability to give yourself a command and then follow it. Here's the thing. If you can't follow your own commitments and commands, then you're lying to yourself. It's the greatest test of integrity. Meaning, look at the root of the word integrity, and it's integrated. Integrity, integrated. It's being completely whole. It's being congruent. The greatest test of integrity, your own personal integrity test, is: are you keeping your commitments to yourself? Do you have the willpower to stay the course, even when it's hard? You see, these last two, belief and willpower, are the absolute reason why you must have a mindset coach. I don't care who you are. You need outside help, because you need someone to hold you accountable. You need someone to pull you, to push you. You need someone to challenge you, to confront you. You look at all the greats. Kobe Bryant, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, who he said his number one mentor was? Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't know anything about basketball, but Michael Jackson helped Kobe with his mindset. And you need a mindset coach. Look, whoever said information is power just didn't get it. Information is not power. Information is not power. Information is potential power. If information was power, then, the internet is full of information, right? The internet is inundated with information. I'm giving you a ton of information here today, but the fact is, will you use it? Information is not power. Information is potential power, because power only comes from application, and that develops wisdom. Wisdom is power. Wisdom is the taking of the information and putting it into application and getting the experience to develop wisdom over time. And that's why you need a mindset coach. That's why you need someone who's going to keep you on track, to help you overcome and deal with your own bullshit. You see, I'm a tough coach, because I care enough for you that I will not allow you to wallow in your own nonsense. And you need someone like that in your life. Now, that's the foundation. Those four things. Know it's your goal. It's got to be something you have the ability to achieve with hard work. Number 3, you have to believe that you can do it, or develop the belief, which a mindset coach can help you do. And number 4, you have to develop your will, your willpower, the ability to give yourself a command and then follow it. So now, let's get to the process. And I'm going to do a diagram here. So, Bear, you can tell me when I'm in screen. Bear with me just a second, guys. This is what I call the inside-out approach. Okay? Now, are we in screen, Bear? Can we see that? Okay. You'll notice this has 3 levels. And this is how I'm going to encourage you to set your intentions. The have, the do, and the be. Now, you've been programmed, we've all been programmed, that things happen from the outside in. Right? This is how society programs us, that things occur. If I can have that new job, if I can have more money, if I can have the right relationship, then I will do the things that I must do and I will be happy and fulfilled. Well, that's just not true. And you know this isn't true. Things don't happen from the outside in. The way things really work are from the inside out. You with me on this? Here's how it really works. If I can be all that I can and should be, then I will do the things that I need to do to be successful, happy, and fulfilled, and I will have all the trimmings and all the results that come with it. If I can be. And so what I'm going to encourage you to do, and again, we're not going to do it here live because of time, but this is a process I'm going to challenge you and encourage you to utilize immediately. Before the end of the year, to cue up 2017, you're going to have the be, the do, and the have. And here's the process. I call it the trifecta. 3. The be, the do, and the have. And understanding that things happen from the inside out, not the outside in. Then the first thing you do is you say, who do I choose to be in 2017? Now, if you're like most, because of your conditioning, the have is going to come a lot easier. And the do is easier too. But the be might be a little unclear. So let me just give you a couple of, be. Who do I want to be? I want to be inspired. I want to be enthusiastic. I want to be energetic. I want to be vibrant. I want to be confident. I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. Those are all be's. Who do I want to be, excuse me, in 2017? And you're going to write it all down. Write them all down. And here's the rule. This exercise, you have to do it for at least 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes. Now, I just did mine for 2017, and I took an entire day. An entire day just for this process. Because that's how important it is to me. And so I'm going to challenge you to put aside the time, and this portion of it, at least 20 minutes, and here's the rule. You cannot let your pen or pencil stop moving. So on your paper, be, do, have. You cannot let your pen or pencil stop moving. Why? Because motion creates emotion, and it moves the body to act. And so you keep writing, you keep writing, you keep writing. And if you come to a point where you say, I don't know what else to write, then you write down, I don't know what else to write. I'm getting frustrated. This is a long exercise. I don't know what to do next. You write it. You don't think it. You write it. And what you'll find, and I've done this with hundreds of thousands of people, is what you'll find is you keep writing, then something else will come to you. Who do you want to be? Then the next thing, what do you want to do? Do things are like trips, right? Experiences. Things you want to do. And then finally is the have. Have is tangible, right? Cars, relationships, house, money, savings. I'm not saying have is bad. Have is great. Have is a tool that we use to become more be, right? To become more. And so, what I want you to do is to focus on the core first. Focus on the foundation first. Because when you become all that you can and could become and should become and are capable of becoming, then you will do more and you will have more. And that's what most people never ever get. So, at least 20 minutes. The be, the do, the have. The next thing you're going to do is something you've probably never heard anywhere else. I wrote about this in my book, Harmonic Wealth. And it's a shocker. These are your intentions, the be, the do, the have. These are what I intend to have in my life. And you should have a page full, at least if not 2 pages full. Right? From the smallest to the largest. And then what I'm going to challenge you to do is to define your anti-intentions. You say, what? Well, there's a law in the universe called the law of polarity, which says everything has an equal and an opposite. All right, I'm not going to get into polarity any more depth and detail than that today, but it's an absolute law of physics. And so the anti-intention, this is where people get it totally screwed up, is that you set your anti-intention in advance. Let me give you a quick example. when The Secret was going gangbusters and everybody and their dog knew who I was, I could not go to the gym and get my workout in because I was being constantly interrupted. Hey, I know this is your personal time, but let me ask you a quick question, please. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to interrupt you anyway, right? Or I couldn't go through an airport without someone stopping me, and I'd be dashing to an airplane, and hey, I know you're in a hurry, can I just ask you a quick question? All right? Well, that's not always that much fun. And yet, it was the anti-intention of my intention. And so, how do we define anti-intention? We define it as those things that are maybe frustrating, maybe challenging, that come along with achieving your intentions. And if you think you can have one side without the other, then try collecting all the quarters in the world and you only want the heads and you don't want any tails. How successful are you going to be? Every quarter has both a heads and a tails. And so when you define the tails or the anti-intention in advance, when it comes up for you, see, when I had to get to a meeting at 11 o'clock and I only had an hour and a half to get my workout in and I was being interrupted at the gym, instead of getting frustrated, I could get grateful. Because they go, oh my God, I'm not going to get my workout in today, but man, this anti-intention proves that I'm achieving my intention. And it comes with the territory. You see, the master, put this in your notes, the master embraces both pain and pleasure in pursuit of purpose. And so when you define the pain in advance, then when it happens to you in 2017, which it will, if you want to make $1 million in 2017, that seems to be the magic number. It's not, by the way. But if you think you want to, then your anti-intention is you're going to have more accounting bills, more legal bills, more payroll, more governmental challenges. You're going to have more just regular business challenges. That's what comes with the territory. And when you define it in advance, then you're much more better equipped to deal with it. Does that make sense? So you've got your have, do, be, everything that's your intention, and then you go through each one line item by line item and you define the anti-intention of that. Well, if I'm going to be healthy and vibrant, then that means I'm not going to be able to, hit the snooze button in the morning. I'm going to get my tired ass out of bed and get to the gym, right? Even when I don't feel like it, for instance. All right? You can take it from there. Now, the next step is that you've got to practice honing this down. And this is going to be a tough one. So we got your trifecta. Now you've got what I call your critical 6 for 2017. You defined your intention, your anti-intention. Now you get your critical 6. And you go back to the be and the do and the have. And you ask this question. Write this down. If I could only have one of my be goals and intentions, which one would it be? If I could only have one. Well, but James, I want all of them. I know you do. But if you could only have one, which one would it be? If I could only have one of my do intentions, things I want to do, which one would it be? If I could only have one of the haves, which one would it be? And you pick that. And through the process of analysis, you say, okay, which one needs to come first? Because here's what I can promise you with years and years of experience. If you pick the one that you absolutely must have, chances are great that all the other ones will come along in the process. You pick the one. And then because I'm generous, I'm going to give you 2. So after you go through that process, you say, okay, I've got this one. I'm going to be healthy. That's my B, number 1. And if I could only have one more, what would it be? And so you're going to do that in each category, and you're going to come up with what I call your critical 6. So you'll have 2 Bs, 2 do's, and 2 haves. That's your critical 6 for 2017. 2 things you want to be, 2 things you must do, and 2 things that you want to have. And we call that the critical 6 for 2017. You write those down. Now, I told you this was robust. Stick with me. The next step is what I call living from the outcome. I wrote about this in my last book. not toward the outcome. And this is where most people get it messed up, because they live towards the outcome, but what the message you're sending to your unconscious when you're living toward the outcome is you're not there yet. So you live from the outcome. You go out to December 31st, 2017, and you look back across the last year, and you feel the feelings of accomplishing your critical 6 for 2017, the 2 B's, the 2 do's, and the 2 haves. And you notice all the things you've done in the process. And so you notice, where were you at 9 months? Where were you at 6 months? Where were you at 90 days? Where were you at the first week? And you reverse engineer from the outcome all the things that need to occur for you to ensure that you're going to have this. Now, this is a critical step that most people don't do. This is creating an action plan, right? Where must you be in 90 days from January 1? But you don't do it from January 1. You do it from December 31st. This is critically important. You step into the end of next year. You see through your own eyes. You feel what you feel. You hear what you hear. You see what you see. And you see everything that's happened over the last year. And from that outcome, then you reverse engineer. And you write it all the way back. And you design an action plan. Okay? A specific action plan. And you break it down. At minimum, where you've got to be, at 30, 60, 90, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. The more you break it down, the more specific it is, the more chances there are, the greater the probability that you're going to achieve it. Because things that get scheduled get done. You with me so far? So now you've got your critical 6. You've got your action plan, living from the outcome, reverse engineering. And then here's something you need to understand about your mind. Your mind thinks in pictures. I don't care who you are, your mind thinks in pictures. If I tell you to think about your refrigerator right now, a picture of your refrigerator flashes on the screen of your mind. Am I right? I ask you to think about your car. A picture of your car flashes on the screen of your mind. The mind thinks in pictures. And so you can write words down and you can have your action plan, but that's not going to drive your unconscious. And your unconscious mind runs the body. It moves your body to act. And so what you've got to do is create a mental picture of you, December 31st of 2017. As you look back, you've got to create a mental picture of where you are, what you've accomplished, what you see, how you feel, and you've got to step into that, and you've got to define that, and you've got to have that clearly in your mind, because that's how you imprint this upon your unconscious, because the mind thinks in pictures. Many people mess up because they try to use words, but the mind doesn't think in words. You're going to visualize this picture repeatedly. And the 2 most powerful times to visualize are first thing in the morning when you first wake up, and last thing at night before you go to sleep. Every single night, as I lay my head on the pillow and I drift off into dream time, I'm visualizing my picture of me achieving in the achievement, already done, past tense, of my intentions. And that's imprinting upon my unconscious for the entire night that this is what I'm here to do. You're going to next rewrite your intentions every single day. Now this gets tedious. Every single day, even multiple times per day. And you're going to carry them with you. You can carry them on a card if you want to go old school. I used to do that for years. In fact, I still do that. if you will never, ever, ever find me without my intention card in my pocket, ever. All right? But the other thing, because we now have technology, I like Evernote, I also have it on my Evernote. So it's always with me at all times. So when you put these philosophies and strategies into action, you'll have the best year of your entire life this far. You will be more, you will do more, and you will have more than you could ever imagine. And you will live a fulfilling life. And that's my greatest wish for you. So let me give you a couple of quick tips just to sum it up here. Number one, rewrite and read your intentions every single day. Carry them with you and associate a mental image, a picture to them. Visualize that everywhere you go. See your picture when you're sitting at a stoplight. See your picture when you pause throughout the day. Number two, invest. Invest at least 2 times as much in your own personal development in 2017. Time, money, energy, effort, than you do in your business. Look, your results are a reflection of you. You want your business to grow, you want your results to grow, then you have to grow. Invest twice, at minimum, twice as much in your own personal growth and development as you do in your business. Number 3, schedule personal development and growth time every single day. Look, I've done this since I was in my early 20s. It's scheduled. Things that get scheduled get done. I read a minimum of 30 minutes every single day, and it's scheduled. I have a scheduled time to do that. I meditate a minimum of 20 minutes, sometimes longer, every single day, and it's scheduled. It's things that get scheduled get done. If they're important, they're on your calendar. I promise you, I've shared with you before my 1x10 formula. Every single dollar you invest in your own personal development and growth will return to you conservatively 10 times over. And most people won't do this, but the wealthiest people on the planet do this. Studies prove the wealthiest people on the planet do this. So, what's important to you? Your results are a reflection of you. If you want your results to grow, if you want your intentions to come to fruition, then you have to become a bigger person. So, once again, take advantage of the gift that I'm giving to you. Just click the link that's here above my head, and it'll take you right to my website and my shopping cart. It's a $197 value. Accept it as my gift to you to catapult you and to kickstart you into 2017. It's my package called How to Have Your Best Year Ever. $197 value, only offered here because you're part of this community. Just click to get it in the cart and put in the coupon code 2017 gift, and it's my gift to you absolutely free. I hope I've given you some things to think about. I'll look forward to joining you in 2017 next week, same time, same place. Again, share this. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful and healthy New Year's. Until we speak again, as always, stay awake, love life, and be epic.